So Matt's 5 top moments as a Seahawk ranked.
Okay, I'm going number 5. I threw a pass to Cam Mora from Cal Berkeley. Okay, it's a hitch and go. He was one of our tight ends. John Carlson caught 2 touchdowns in that game. I think this was a touchdown to Cam Mora. I'm not allowed to complain about the
This
referees.
is in the New Orleans playoff game?
This is in the wild card game, the Beastquake game, if you will. Cam Mora runs a hitch and go, and it's a blitz, and it's one of the throws I'm most proud of because I had to throw it so early, and he catches it. But those 2 tight ends could have accounted for 3 touchdowns in the game, and then the next week in the playoffs, we end up only dressing those 2 tight ends. They both get hurt early in the game against Chicago, and we had to play the rest of the game without a tight end. Ruvel Martin, the wide receiver, had to play tight end for us. But Cam Mora was like a receiving tight end who was just born too early, and that was just an unbelievable play by him, and I was psyched to be a part of it. So they put that number 5 on the list.
I like that description. Born to, because those, what do they call them now? Move tight ends or something?
They call it. I mean, some colleges call it the Kelsey position for Travis Kelsey. The former quarterback that turned tight end. So he was a good player.
That's number 5, Cam Mora. Number 4, Matt's greatest moments as a Seahawk.
Number 4, wild card game against the Washington football team. They had a different name back then, but we run this play, 300 jet, X quick fly, quick Dino. Nobody's open. Sean Springs is on coverage. Sean Taylor's on coverage, and I run to the corner. And this is the play I think we talked about a couple weeks ago where I slide in and I outrun Sean Springs, my old teammate in Seattle. Something that literally could never happen. Give me 100 tries. It might happen one time, like that movie Little Giants, and it happened on that play, and it was a special play, and we got the win that day. Very fun.
So how do you think it did happen? Like, do you think that you grew superhuman strength, like when, the dads, when the car is on top of the kid or something? Like, how did you get there?
I'm guessing I look really slow. Mike Holmgren would say giraffe on ice. When you run, you look like a giraffe on ice. So I'm thinking Sean Taylor and Sean Springs are looking at me, and they're kind of like, well, he's not moving very fast. But I'm looking at them like, oh, my gosh, I don't want to get hit by Sean Taylor. I'm going to run as fast as I can. So maybe it's like a very deceptive-looking fast. I don't know.
Sean Springs can hit a little bit too, right? It's funny. I don't remember him that much as a Seahawk. I know he played here. My memory of him is before he was drafted. Did he go to Ohio State?
He went to Ohio State,
right,
and they were awesome there, and he was awesome
They
there.
kept showing one highlight of him the year he was drafted over and over again where he just blew some dude up on the sideline. And I was like, man, that guy can really hit for a cornerback. Like, it's the only thing I knew about Sean Springs. So I get it. You're trying to escape 2 guys who are trying to kill you.
He was such an incredible athlete that in practices he would play offense and defense for us. He was always trying to get Mike Holmgren to let him play offense as well. And Mike Holmgren basically was like, you become the best corner in the league first, then I'll let you play offense. And he was top 5, I think, but I don't know that he was number 1.
Between him and Seneca, I mean, like, you really had some athletes on that team.
We had some great athletes, and again, he probably knew me so well that he was like, this guy's never going to outrun me. So that might have played into it.
Number 3.
Number 3, they put this 2002 Week 17 game against the San Diego Chargers down there on the list. It was a fantasy football Super Bowl for a lot of people, so maybe it made the list because I helped someone win their fantasy game that day. But our receivers played unbelievable. You want to talk about hits in a game that would now be penalties that were not penalties back then? Corin Robinson, Darrell Jackson, catching balls in the end zone, taking hits. We threw for 400 and something yards that game. It was one of those games that was like clinic in terms of the passing game, and Mike Holmgren was in a zone. So I told the story recently. Mike Holmgren was rumored to be getting fired after that game. We played so well offensively with these young wide receivers in that game that he did not get fired, and thank goodness he did not, because obviously the rest is history, and Mike Holmgren's an amazing coach. But that game, to me, if I could go watch a game, that'd probably be the game I would love to go watch.
All right, 2 more still to go, and I've been remiss, Matt. I was supposed to announce this code word, so let me quickly tell people, if you want to go to the game and see Mike Holmgren inducted into the Ring of Honor this weekend, go to 710sports.com/win and do so in the next 10 minutes. By the end of this show, be entered to win 2 tickets to see the Seahawks host the Jags on Sunday. The code word expires at 10. Details and rules at 710sports.com/win. The code word is coach. All right, quickly, 2 left to go. Your top 2 moments as a Seahawk.
Yeah, this one will be quick because I don't remember it that well. Wild card game 06 against the Dallas Cowboys. I feel like we had all these amazing wild card or just big games against the Cowboys. I hit Jeremy Stevens late, not even late, just hit him deep down the middle on a play. That was such a big game. But think about the matchups that we had with the Dallas Cowboys. You remember Tony Romo drops the snap. Jordan Babineau, big play Babs, comes over, makes that tackle. I just feel like the Cowboys, Seahawks were kind of this moment where it's Holmgren, Bill Parcells, one of these teams is going to go on and continue to have success. One's going to just sort of disband, and I feel like that's kind of what happened. But again, those are some really good Cowboys teams that we played against as well, and that was a super fun play to Jeremy Stevens down the middle.
Okay, and your top moment as a Seahawk was?
They put this. It's called Train Comeback. Hitch and go comeback, okay? And it's a play to Darrell Jackson, NFC Championship game, 2005 season. Darrell Jackson's supposed to run a hitch and a go and a comeback. But he kills the guy so bad on the hitch and go that he just kind of barely puts his hand up. We call it a mailbox. Like, you know, when you send a mail to the mailbox, you put that little, like, lever up, okay? Called a mailbox signal. And he just kind of gave it to me, but kind of didn't. And so I'm sitting there, I'm looking at him, I'm like, all right, Darrell Jackson, are you running the comeback? Or are you just is that a mailbox signal? And I'm like, I know D-Jack, okay? He's going to be like, oh, heck no, I'm not running the comeback. So with absolutely no idea in my brain what he was really going to do, I throw him like he's going to run a go route and does not run the comeback. And luckily we were on the same page. He makes a nice catch, makes a safety miss, touchdown, NFC champs, confetti at what was then called Quest Field. Super awesome, but a scary moment for the quarterback when you have no idea what the receiver is actually going to run.
So